And then I'm a women's health and orthopedic physical therapist and co-owner of Expecting and Empowered.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about Expecting and Empowered.
So Expecting and Empowered is a pregnancy and postpartum fitness app for moms that we do entirely like on the app. People just log in, they get to their workout, and it's just to support moms.
So how did you come up with the idea to get it started?
It was actually my sister Amy's idea, and basically we've both been in fitness our entire lives, and she was seeing a lot of friends asking like, what should you do when you're pregnant and postpartum? And even in social media, all the like responses were like maybe things that you really shouldn't be doing, because we both have backgrounds in athletic or personal training and then PT, and I was like, these are like definitely not the responses that we want.
So you kind of got it up and running with the hope of actually helping people.
Yes, absolutely. That was always the intent behind Expecting and Empowered, because what happens with most moms is you give birth and then you get one appointment with your physician and then you're kind of like just on your own, like hopefully that Control-Alt-Delete of your body works well, and it usually doesn't a lot of times. So we need to make sure that people are doing like a progression of exercises and activities as they're starting to get back into their daily life and exercise.
That's awesome. So can you talk a little bit about kind of what went into getting this all up and running?
Yes, so lots of things, but there's always like content generation between the things online. So there's a lot of research that goes on because we're trying to be experts and give out great information in this area. And then we have to like make it funny so people are engaged with it. So we try to do funny things, whether it's like wearing costumes, jumping off the toilet in the bathroom, things like that. And then between the app, there's a lot of research that goes into that. So pregnancy and postpartum is very predictable. We can predict the problems that women are going to have during pregnancy and postpartum for the most part. So then we're trying to minimize those so that later in life, we're giving them like a full range so they can have better quality of life later on.
That's awesome. Yeah, what's the response been like?
It's a tight-knit group. So the moms that are inside Expecting and Empowered like really feel part of a community. I think when you're mothering at home, it can become really lonely. Like it's hard to get everything in. Our schedules are busy. We feel overwhelmed at times. So when you feel like you're like working out with somebody else, or you have a community of moms that are in the same boat as you, they really feel connected. And same with the social.
That's great. What do you think makes what you guys do special and unique?
Yes, so we love getting people moving and active, and in fitness, oftentimes you're kind of just like left to, you're just given a green light at 6 weeks. You just go back to fitness and that's what it is, but there has to be a progression in the body so that we really reset a mom's body, because that's going to make them feel good, move good, their nervous system's going to be calmed down. So we really want to make sure that we do things in the correct steps, and that's where the programming in the app is really helpful.
I already got the backstory, but can you talk a little bit about the idea, because apparently it was your idea.
Yeah, my friend Alicia had posted on Facebook that she had no idea what to do during pregnancy, and then the comments below, this was when Facebook was big, the comments below, I was like, this is not right. And so I called my sister on the way back from the gym after seeing that post, and I said, we have to do something. I know we can do something better than what's out there. This should be easier for moms. And Krystle said the easiest yes of her life, which when we look back, we both laugh because it's been so much work to do it. But at the time, we were both game on. We had both just had our first children. So we went through the whole process ourselves, and we felt like, man, it is very challenging physically to be pregnant and then to be postpartum. So we started with the pregnancy guide, and it kind of took off from there. We started our Instagram account. We were literally asking our friends and family to follow us. This was at the time where you needed 10,000 followers to share links. So we were just Krystle was asking her patients in the clinic, and it really just took off from there.
Did you expect it to get as big as it has?
I am a dreamer. So from the beginning, I'm like, I feel like this could be big. I really do feel like it could be big. But to say it's exceeded our expectations is fair.
Yeah. I like, where do the ideas come from for content? Because I assume you have to keep up pretty well with what you're posting and
Yeah.
even what's on the app especially.
Yeah. So in the beginning, we were both pregnant and postpartum. We both had 3 kids close in age, so we were constantly in it. We knew what we needed. After my first, I had really bad neck pain from always being in the position of bending over and breastfeeding. So we knew that was content. It was like anything that we went through that was hard, we knew could be content. And then I think what's been really good for us is we've always listened to our customer. Like she'll tell us, if we just ask, she'll tell us exactly what she needs. And then we make content around that. Krystle is the very creative one. She's always funny. She is keeping her education light and digestible. I think that's what people need. And so sometimes I've got to shut her down. I've got to pull her back a little bit. But for the most part, she just knows how to make it funny and engaging.
That's awesome. Do you find that, a lot of moms looking for advice turn to social media just in general?
Oh yeah, I think our generation, it started and it's just continued. And I think when people can find people that are credentialed and they know what they're doing, it can be a fantastic way to get information. I mean, truly, we put out free information every single day of the week because we want women to have that education so that they can feel good about themselves.
On a personal level, like how does it make you feel to know that you and your sister are actually helping other moms?
I mean, it blows us away. We're working so much at it that sometimes we don't pause to realize, but then we'll hear these stories from our community and I'll be like crying, reading an email about how much we help someone. I'll send it to Krystle because it's so important to remember that as you're working so hard that you really are able to make an impact.
That's awesome. So for someone who's never heard of you guys that might watch this story and say, oh, I might check them out, what can they expect when they, download your app or come to your social media page?
If you come to social media, you can expect to learn a lot. I mean, there's nothing that's off limits. We just feel like women need information. So we'll talk about incontinence, we'll talk about constipation. These things come along with motherhood. They're not topics that are popular, but they're absolutely needed. So expect honesty, expect a lot of fun. We update our stories daily. If you're inside the app, the best thing is that it just sets all your workouts for you. So I think when you're a mom, you're so busy and it's overwhelming to even think about working out. I mean, just for anyone in general, it usually is. So if you come inside the app and you just have to press start, and it tells you exactly what to do, it's approachable. Don't think that you can't do it because we made them so that they're 30 minutes and they're easy to follow.
What do you think makes you all unique in the fact that you are actually people who've gone through some of the things, most of the things probably that you all share?
Yeah, I think there is a level of vulnerability where you can say, I struggled with this. And that just opens it up to other women because I think a lot of times we want to pretend we have it all together and going through it ourselves. And we're not afraid to use ourselves as examples. Like I had horrible pain after my first, even though I had all the training and credentials to probably avoid it. It's just life starts going so fast when you have someone else to take care of. So we really like to use ourselves as examples. And then I just think we've done a good job of giving the information, but like we keep saying, we make it digestible. So it's easy and it's coming to you in a form that hopefully makes you laugh and allows you to stay engaged.